Good morning and happy Monday. It is the start of a new vlog today. I am enjoying the beautiful sunny weather. I'm gonna go to my doctor's appointment. This is just like a routine doctor's appointment. I scheduled this last year around December or January when I had like my annual, and she was like, honestly, if you'd rather just like have a 6-month checkup, just because like you really care about your health, you're really proactive, and like you also have the hypochondria you shared with me, like it's just better to have something there, aka stop blowing up my messages on my chart. So it's gonna be very healthy. So anyway, we are now doing a 6-month checkup situation. I'm hoping to like get another 6-month on the books for this fall or this winter, which will probably be like my annual exam. Thank God, not a pap smear this year. We love to see it. Now that I'm like 30, you only have to go, I want to say every 5 years. Could be every 3, but I think it's every 5. If you like haven't had a history of like an abnormal pap or anything. So super thrilled about that. So that won't be in the cards for like 3 years after next year, but at least like, you know, my breast exam, like annual exam, whatever. So I'm gonna try to get something on the books, especially because my doctor books out hella far. So like that's the other thing, is like you could schedule right now and you wouldn't see her for like 4 months. So I think that's also part of it, is like I can't just see my doctor whenever. So very thrilled to see her, kick off my Monday strong, and then I'm going to a coffee date after at Samayra, one of my fave coffee places. Probably gonna get some breakfast there. Hopefully they have their breakfast burritos. And I get to catch up with a friend that I have not seen in so long. Her partner is battling cancer right now, and we just thought, let's get this gal out of the house. She's been like the caregiver by and large, and so needs a little bit of an escape, and I haven't seen her in ages. So very thrilled for that. That is my only plan other than client work on this Monday. So I'm feeling very accomplished. I got a lot done yesterday. I sent off the stories and the articles for our print newsletter for the city government contract. And that was pretty smooth. There were a couple stories that I had to like pretty heavily edit to like a lower like reading level. There was just like a lot of like scientific words being used. But other than that, pretty good. I'm hoping the author doesn't get too mad at me for doing that. But that is what I've been directed to do. So I did that yesterday. I got just like little bits and bobs done yesterday too. And today I really want to get all analytics. It's a little bit late in the month, so I really need to get all my analytics for clients for June. And then I also want to work ahead and do half of a calendar for someone. And that's pretty much all I can do. So once those things are done, honestly, it's probably gonna be the end of the day by the time those things are done. But if I have extra time, I will work on FFM stuff for my business. I wasn't able to get to that last week like I had hoped. So it's gonna be either today or tomorrow. And today and tomorrow are very chill days. Like tomorrow I have, like a web little check-in call with a client, and then I'm gonna go co-work with my best friend Lauren's sister Emily. She is back in town from Australia. She went and lived abroad for a while, and now she's back in the saddle in Olympia, and we're gonna go to Two Sisters. She hasn't been there yet, and we're gonna go co-work it up, and it should be very fun. So I'm excited to see her and get back in the saddle with all of our plans. We literally have like a color-coded like guide of things that we want to do. So it should be very, very fun. We have things that we want to try in terms of like parks, things we want to try in terms of activities, things we want to try in terms of food. She's very excited to be back and kind of see new things that have happened, because she was living in Spokane before she went to Australia. So she really has been out of the Oly loop a little bit. Hello friends, I am back home. I did get a little vaccine in my arm. For whatever reason, I'm like immune to a certain type of hepatitis. I guess like my baby shots like didn't take, or maybe like, she said one, like some people's bodies like just don't take the vaccine, or B, I guess I just like lost immunity over the years. I don't know. So we're gonna do the 3-dose series again, and hope that I can stay protected, but I guess whatever. So it was a little bit of a pinch. It wasn't too bad. So I did that, and I kind of went through a list of like questions that I had for my PCP, and my mind at ease. She's super happy about everything with my blood test levels and like lifestyle changes and everything I'm making. So there really wasn't much to report. And I mentioned some spots like on my skin that like I've like looked at or whatever, but we measured a mole on the bottom of my foot. It doesn't have like what you look for with skin cancer, like the ABCDE whatever thing. It may have grown a little bit like in the past few years, but like very little. And it's like really symmetrical all around. There's no like scabbing, scarring, bleeding, itching, anything. And it's like one color. Like I think it's fine, but we measured it and took a picture. So we're gonna measure it again in like 6 months and just kind of see, and keep an eye on it. And then apparently they can biopsy stuff there and remove stuff. So kind of good to know. I don't think I'll need a dermatology visit, but yeah, it was just kind of cool to go over everything. She's super proud I don't have sleep apnea anymore. She actually was sent the results, and it looks like I only had one incident the entire night. And my oxygen level was great. It was like pretty bad. I shared in a few vlogs ago. When I had sleep apnea, my oxygen saturation during the night was like in the 60s, which is like horrendous. And it like makes your heart work over time and like everything. So I don't drop below like 93 now, which is great for sleeping. And I don't qualify for treatment, as I shared in the last vlog, I think, or a couple vlogs ago. So yeah, she was just super proud about that, and clearly it's showing that lifestyle changes are, you know, paying off. And yeah, it was just a really good little session. Then I went and got coffee with my bestie Lori. I haven't seen Lori in years, and her partner is currently going through cancer right now and treatment for that. And so that has kind of like made us reconnect a little bit. They used to be a client of mine, and just, you know, life takes different turns, and you sometimes don't work out. Maybe you're better as friends than like working collaborators. So when I left that relationship, we kind of just drifted naturally, and I'm so glad to be like back and connected with her again. And so we set up a little gals arcade date for next month, and it was so nice. Like I had like probably like 2 or 3 hours where we just chit chatted and had coffee together, got a little bite to eat there, and then I came home and I'm now working. It's about 4 o'clock. So I've been home for a couple hours and working away on client stuff. Luckily this month is not too crazy, but I definitely need to do a little bit. So we're gonna need to hunker down, you know? I'm gonna need to do a little bit. But the newsletter's looking great, like as far as the stuff that our designer needed. So she's starting on that, and it kind of gives me a little bit of time to relax and get everything going here. I had a very exciting couple of inquiries come in, so I'm super stoked about that. And then I'm working on this client's website, actually 2 of them, the current projects that I have. And there's one of them that I mentioned has like a lot of e-commerce, and then the other one that I mentioned is pretty simple, but she kind of like met with a business coach and like had some edits, you know. So yeah, we've just been navigating through that, and I mean, very simple edits. It's not even like a big deal, but it's just a little time consuming. So we're going through all of that. We're making sure everything's fine. And I think that, you know, it's gonna be good. So anyway, I'm formatting these new graphics right now into this website. Things are off to a smooth pace. My dietitian was actually able to get me into a cancellation tomorrow. So I'm gonna see her as well. That should be very fun. Well, hello friends. We are making breakfast in the dark. Happy Tuesday. So shit has hit the fan today. Jared woke up potentially sick, so that's great. Loving that for him and loving that for me, because I'm probably gonna get it again and just go through my sickness again. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Hope that it's just allergies or something for him, but we're not gonna gaslight ourselves in this household anymore. So he's taking a sick day. He has like a killer migraine. He tested negative for COVID. And of course I'm feeling fine. I had, my shot, as I mentioned, and I just felt like some like muscle soreness, like lymph node soreness, and like crazy fatigue. But now I am better and back to my normal self. I did not sleep the best, but it's okay. We're making our honey and cottage cheese and fruit, and the power's out. So that is super slay, funky and fresh. So that is what we are going through right now. And I have a client call in about 15 minutes. So try to take that on my phone via Zoom. And then I'm gonna go to a dietitian appointment. And then I'm gonna go hopefully to a coffee shop if they are not out of power. So more to come. Well, hello friends, it's later on in the day. Luckily our power was only out for about an hour. They had an estimated restore time of 12:30 that I then think shifted somewhere to 2:30. I was very concerned. It went out around 9 a.m. but thank God it came back on because it's also like super hot out and Jared's not feeling that well. So I felt really bad, but he is at home resting up. He had like a killer migraine in addition to his sore throat. So he is just staying home to have a little sick day and rest up. But I, feeling fine and also just getting over a cold, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I don't catch what he has and that maybe he's getting like a strain of what I had. I don't know. So we'll just keep prayers and good vibes out into the universe. But that being said, I'm gonna go see my friend Emily, like I said, and co-work with her. I was gonna do the coffee flight at Two Sisters, but I am just not really feeling it. And I talked to my nutritionist today, or my dietitian, and I just got a little boost of energy that I needed. So I'm gonna try one of the coffees from the flight, because you know we do not limit and restrict here. So I'm gonna do a like pistachio, I think it's like the Dubai chocolate. It's like a pistachio chocolatey drink on their little menu. So I got into a cancellation appointment with my nutritionist or my dietitian, and things are going well. Obviously I am not going to be sharing like numbers or anything on this vlog. I will say there is progress being made, especially like my lifestyle choices and like just approaching things more healthily. I don't know if I've ever talked through this process with you guys about how much like emotional stuff there also is with this whole lifestyle and diet change. Basically like food for me is like a comfort. It's also what I do when I'm bored. I have ADHD, so it's like a stimulation thing. And I also have trauma from my past, like in my adoption era, of basically like being starved and like not cared for by like a previous family member. So it's, you know, quite a story, quite a journey. It was a short period of time, but I still think like that kind of trauma like lives in your cells, as they say. So I don't know, there's lots of theories, if you will, as to why like there's such a like tight emotional hold on food as well. I was never like the bigger kid growing up. I never was teased for my weight, like nothing relating to that or any sort of like issue with like body image as it had to do with food. But definitely just like all of these layers, and like for me and Jared, my husband, like it's a bonding thing. We love food and like we bond off of like sharing meals, especially late at night, especially like snacky things. Taco Bell. When we were dating as like little 20-year-olds, he would bring me like snacks from Hagen, which is our local grocery store, and it would be like the creamy like jalapeno artichoke dip. It would be the donuts from like the bakery section, and all that stuff. And like obviously like metabolism is different back then too, but that was just like a tradition for us, and like it was something we could do as college kids who didn't have a ton of money. And we're like, you know, living at home, bond and like not have to go out to eat at a restaurant. And it just became a thing. And then when we started living together, it became Taco Bell. And fun fact, I had never eaten Taco Bell until I was like 21 in my entire life. I was not a fast food girly. I grew up with parents I'm very grateful for, who were organic peddlers. They were like very like anti-soda, anti-candy. I mean, I had some within reason, but like anti-fast food. They were very like frugal in their own lives. Like we never had takeout. Like every once in a while we would get our local pizzeria, like things like that, but we were not like takeout every week kind of family, and it just is a completely different lifestyle than like how I'm living now. And I think I was making up for lost time, and so that was definitely difficult to like find a balance with. So I think that's kind of what I'm trying to do, is like come back to myself, my roots, how things were, and like live more balanced. Like I've said, we don't label foods good or bad. Maybe pesticide foods are bad, but we can still have a milkshake, we can still do these things, but just kind of like changing my identity around food. I'm also a proud foodie, proud self-proclaimed foodie, and I think that's also like adding a layer of complexity there of like, oh, am I not a foodie anymore if like I, you know, choose different choices and stuff. And I think there's just a lot of layers, but we kind of explored like how with this whole exercise thing and like being just more active in general, like I would say like compared to the average American, now I am more active and I am like, I feel like an outdoorsy girly. I love camping. I always have. I was climbing trees and making fairy houses as a kid, and kind of reconnecting with like her, like that little Catherine, or Katie, as my parents would call me, is like really special. And it's kind of crazy. Like when I went to see my podiatrist, that doctor who like specializes in feet and like people walking and running, she thought that I walked a lot. And that like I took more steps than the average person, that like the fact that I just do 4 miles every other day on a walking pad was a lot. And I do agree, like I would never have done that had I not had the resource for the walking pad. And so it's like such a shift in like how I see myself, and like I am an outdoorsy person, or like an outdoor girl, and like an outdoor lover, and like a walking lover, and like I do like moving my body. And then also finding the cardio dance thing that I really liked. I used to be like, oh, I hate cardio. And I'm like not a cardio girl. I'm a yoga girl. And I think like those labels we put on ourselves, like they can evolve. And so I'm hoping through this process that I evolve in that. So that's kind of what we talked about today. I'm also talking to my therapist a lot about it, with like the emotional side of it. But I'm really proud of like the progress I'm making and just kind of like rewiring like how my relationship with food, how I view food, just everything. So very proud about it. And it went really well. She's also just like so fun. Like we just kiki, we chat. I introduced her to Din Tai Fung. I was like, girly pop, you gotta go. She was talking about how she's going on a Disney trip and like what food and like ice cream she's gonna get there. But yeah, it's just very fun. There's never judgment. Like she's just like, she holds space for me fully and like never shames me. And like that is how a dietitian should be. I can't believe, like I know I was 20, I didn't know any better, but I can't believe that I stayed and put up with like the nutritionist that I used to have. And I honestly think like now that I'm like putting it in words and like talking to my therapist about it, I'm now realizing how damaging that was. And like I don't even think that I realized how much it like impacted me, with like the crazy weight gain and like health effects of like my body thinking it was being starved, but also like like the mental effects of all of that. So it's just a little heavy moment this morning, so I hope you enjoyed that. Maybe you can relate to it. But yeah, it was a good session. So anyway, I'm headed off to the coffee shop now. I'm gonna see my Emily girly, and we're going to co-work for a couple hours, and then I'll go home and see my sweet little Sicky. Well, friends, happy Friday. I did not vlog since Wednesday night, which, by the way, that food was delicious. It was my first time at Mi Luna, which is like our Cuban cafe downtown. So Jared got COVID 3 weeks after I recovered. No, 3 weeks after I started being sick. 1 week after I recovered from my cold. So he didn't catch that. He caught COVIDina, shared it with me. So now we are raw dog and COVIDina. He is starting Paxlovid tonight because of just his health specifics. I am feeling okay, as you can probably tell. So I am gonna try to hold off and see. I have until Sunday night to take it. So I'm gonna just see. But I am on like day 3 and he's on day 5. So maybe I'm day 3. Day 2, 3. Anyway, Kenzie just dropped off the sweetest little care package. It was amazing. Also, I have to tell you guys about this psychotic PA that I saw. I will do that later. He was unwell. He was an anti-vaxxer and like a virus denier, and it sent me over the edge. But anyway, let's show you what Kenzie got us. Paxlovid, look at this beautiful bouquet that Kenzie made. It was already like put in a jar and everything, which is great. I'm sure she knew. Oh, Girly Pop does not have the energy for that. I told her, a little birdie told her, when Jared was the only one sick, that Reese's and Lay's sour cream and onion, or anything sour cream and onion, is like his faves, or some of his faves, but this is his favorite candy. So obviously not for now. Maybe he can sneak one. This will be like a treat for recovery. Then she got us these Luna bars, nuts over chocolate and blueberry bliss. She also picked up this body armor, orange and mango and strawberry banana. I've never had these. I don't know if she's had them or what, but I'm excited. Also, this is so expensive. I'm shocked she got these for us. I have the best friends ever. The pomegranate drinks, I've never tried these before. This is the elderberry boost tea and the orange blossom white tea. I think we're gonna share them. So we've got some little drinky glasses out. And then of course my fave, I don't think she knows that this is my favorite one, but Vive Organic Immunity Boost. So Jared's throat is like raw right now. So he's gonna hold off on taking that. It'll be like his post-recovery shot, but I'm gonna take mine right now. And then we're gonna share these, and Jared might have his little Luna bar. But yeah, I'm just so grateful. So many people have been offering to come over and take care of us. It's nice to be in it together. My parents have offered, his mom has offered, they've dropped things off, run errands for us, and my mom went and picked up the Paxlovid. And yeah, we feel very grateful. Like, I have people who I hardly know on my list who've offered to drop things off. Clients that are new who've offered to drop things off. It's been very, very heartwarming to see. As of right now, we're just kind of blah, but I think we're on the tail end of it, hopefully. Things could change, I guess. Anyway, our symptoms have been slightly different. I'm going to try to do a client call in about an hour. Yeah, I'm just going to, you know, it's basically just chatting and listening. It's not like I could do a whole bunch of work after, but they understand that I have it, so it might take me a little bit to like get back in the groove of things. Just kind of going to relax, color, watch TV. Obviously I'm not going anywhere also. Like, I can't probably start going anywhere in public until mid next week, and even then I have to mask. So we'll just see how I feel, and we'll get it together. Wow, it's crazy. Cal Raleigh won the home run derby. Woohoo!
Let's go.
Oh, my daddy, a Rosa Reina. Look at that smile. Look at that bling. Hi, friends. We working on the couch. You feeling okay? Jer Bear came down with some pretty bad nausea. Spent the night in the ER the last night. Got some good anti-nausea pills, so he's riding the wave. He's feeling better now. He had to take Paxlovid just from his like health situation, and he's hated every minute of it. And I decided not to because I was feeling better. Yesterday was one of the worst days since the first day, which I hear it does come in waves. I hear right when you think that you're almost over it, it hits you again. I definitely think I have been okay. Going to the ER until 3 a.m. definitely took it out on me. But like in terms of like working around the house or doing things, like maybe I kind of overdid it, but I feel like I've been listening to my body. But like with both of us sick, one of us has to take the trash out, one of us has to do the dishes. So when he was super sick, I was doing it and like cooking for us. And then just as of last night, he's been doing stuff for me. But yesterday was like the first day that I felt like, wow, like I cannot do anything. And it was like buckets of water. As you can hear, I sound more congested now. It was more like the traditional, like when I have a bad virus or a cold. So anyway, that happened. And now I feel better. I got a full night's sleep. I just think the night before that, being out until 3 a.m. and then like all we got was like a nap during the day. It was just a lot on my body when it's already trying to like fight it. I have been taking my favorite cough sedative. It's called promethazine DM. It's like an antihistamine, like / anti-nausea, and a DM, like cough suppressant. And since it has DM in it, I wasn't sure if I could take like a Delsum or like Dayquil or whatever that has DM in it. But I called the pharmacy. They have green lit me to take some Delsum, so I'm hoping that's going to help me feel like better. It's like a better quality of life during the day because I'm just hacking up a lung. Otherwise though, it was like extreme fatigue, high fever, coughing, runny nose, congestion, like obviously chills, body aches like during the fever. Now I've kind of lost my sense of smell and taste, but that's normal for me with any cold anyway. So I don't really know if it's like COVID specific. And I definitely feel like my tummy is like a little like off, but nothing like he was experiencing. So Jared's pretty much better. Like other than the medicine side effects. He's coughing like very rarely. So he just took some Delsum to sleep last night. But other than that, we're doing okay. Obviously my anxiety has been a little elevated. I mean, one, just making sure he's okay and like worrying about like if it's gonna get worse, but also like myself with like my dizziness and my vestibular journey. If you weren't here for that, I came down with some sort of horrendous virus, which I feel like was COVID. I just didn't have like an at-home test that was positive. I had a horrendous virus, and just one day I was sitting in bed and I sat up and it was like the room just did not feel right. And I had to go through physical therapy. It was like my inner ear was like really effed. It wasn't as bad as what you hear of vestibular neuritis, where like the room's spinning, you're throwing up, it's like a crazy onset. It was just like, wow, like something's wrong. Like I was very off kilter. And that continued for months, and it didn't get better until I had physical therapy. And that happens from like highly inflammatory viruses, and that is what COVID is. So I'm definitely weathering that storm mentally of like, will this cause dizziness again? I've definitely, been dizzy from like my fever and my symptoms, and promethazine is a sedative with its antihistamine effect, so it makes you feel dizzy. So yeah, I think just overall there's a little bit of that mental block. I have therapy tomorrow, thank God. But yeah, I'm just trying to stay afloat and be okay. It's just, I'm working here and there while I can, but I am just pooped out right now. But wanted to keep the vlog probably going. I thought I was gonna end it, but I think we can push this one out again. So we'll have another 2-week sick vlog. Love that's becoming my new normal here. Hopefully this is the last one for a while. But oh my God, the experience, I have already told my Instagram stories this and all my friends, but the experience at the medical establishment where I went for like immediate care, urgent care, when I had my fever on Thursday was wildin'. I've never experienced any PA or provider like this person, but he was wildin'. He was a virus denier. He was an anti-vaxxer, as in like he was self-proclaimed. I'm not like putting the label on him. He said, let me pull up my notes here. because I literally started taking notes because I was like, oh my God, I don't want to lose any of this in my sick brain because I'm for sure going to report him. There was actually someone who works for the company that he works at, and she slid in my DMs and gave me the like report line. So I'm definitely going to. He was the only person on staff when I went to be seen. So I get in, and of course they like check your vitals. The woman swabbed me for COVID. So like I assume the nurse. He comes in to see me, doesn't review my chart at all about the COVID test. So doesn't come in and mention, oh, you're negative or positive. He launches right into it, and he's like, at least he was nice. Like his bedside manner in terms of calming my anxiety down was nice. So once I kind of calmed down, he was like, did you get the vaccines? And I think he's asking because like, he's asking if like, you know, I'm more protected or whatever. So I was like, oh yeah, like haven't missed one. I've gotten the boosters, you know, like duh. And he literally is like, huh, funny. And it like didn't work, huh? So like clearly they don't work. And like you still got it. And I was like, okay. Like I wasn't getting the vaccines thinking I wouldn't get it. And then he said, people don't usually have a fever with COVID. Even though like the sign on his wall that's like in the medical establishment, fever is like the first symptom on the list. And then he proceeds to tell me a story about how he was super sick his first time with COVID and couldn't get his fever under control. But only certain people have a fever with COVID, even though my husband had COVID and he was at home with a fever. Then he said, there hasn't been a super sick person from COVID that we've seen in the last couple of years. So negating all the people who are still dying from it, who are still being hospitalized from it. Just very conspiracy theorist, living in a different reality. And then he was like, I want to test you for the flu. I don't think you have COVID. Without even looking at the result. And then I was like, okay, so like, did my result come back negative or whatever? And he pulls up my chart and he's like, huh, you're negative, winks at me again. Like he was just like gloating. Like it was so egotistical the entire time. And it was negative because Miss Ma'am, the nurse, did this. One little swirl at the top of my nose. And that was it. And I had a faint line by that day. That's why I went in to be seen, to like see if I needed to get Paxlovid or anything. And I had a faint line, so I was like, I guess that's not like entirely astonishing. Like if she didn't test very well, it could easily have not registered. And then was it the next day? I took my COVID test the next day after, like Friday, or I think by Friday, I took another one at home, and it was like literally the line for the test showed before the line for like the stabilization, like for COVID. So my line showed first, and it was deep red, could not deny it. And I was like, huh, LOL, just the flu. And of course I tested negative for the flu when he tested me. And I was like, that's just so strange. Like my husband, who I've been exposed to and kissing and living with, has COVID, but I have the flu. Okay. Because at this point, he had tested positive at home and in clinic. So whatever, guy was just insane. But he said, just something to think about, that you've gotten all the vaccines and they haven't worked. So like, I'm just letting you know, like you probably shouldn't get them. I've never gotten it, like as in the vaccine. I've never gotten the vaccine and I'm fine. I've had COVID twice. He said that Paxlovid is not considered to be a good med and it won't necessarily work or help, which I do think for my case, he's telling the truth, which is why I didn't take it. But in the case of my parents who are older or people who are immunocompromised, I think that's like crazy false information he's spreading. He also said, which is slightly true, it isn't really covered by insurance anymore, and it's gonna cost you like $1,000 to get. So that was like the first I had heard of this. I didn't know, but like I'm not surprised given our government. And apparently a lot of insurances are not covering it anymore. So it's like $1,400 out of pocket, which is true. But I don't even think he really looked at my insurance, like probably just assumed I had shitty insurance. Our insurance was gonna cover 80% of it or more. It was gonna be like $175 for us. And then this blessing of a pharmacist told us about this website. So if you are in like the high risk categories, or if you need it for your parents or grandparents, know and save this website. It's paxlovid.com. If you have like a decent like private insurance that isn't like state or like military, you can go on there, fill out, like you register. It's like a one-time, like once in a lifetime use. It will waive the fee, at least in our experience. So we got our Paxlovid for free. So that was just amazing. But again, false information, because it was not $1,000. And a lot of us, like Jared, like who has pre-existing conditions, would rather pay the $200. And so it just was like fear mongering at the end of the day, and like wildly inappropriate. And then I asked him about promethazine DM, and I was like, yeah, I've been taking it. It really helps me sleep because of my coughing. So like, you know, doctors have been giving it to me over the past year, like for different colds. And he was like, that's not really like a medicine that's even like really existing anymore. Like most of the pharmacies have like phased it out, and like that's just not really common practice anymore. It's really codeine, and codeine is what I used to have, and that's what all these new doctors were saying was phased out, and that promethazine was the new thing. So then he said, like, I'm not gonna prescribe you codeine or anything else unless you start coughing, so you can like call back and get it. Even though like I'm telling him like I always cough with any sort of virus, and like I need like preemptive like things. He also said, oh, I'm gonna call you and check in on you tomorrow. Never did. He also never did any physical exam. He never listened to my heart or lungs, looked at my ears or eyes, like literally nothing. He was just like, okay, well, you probably have the flu. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. I don't know. So at least he filled the Paxlovid. He did give me the option, but he was trying to encourage me not to, which I think is just fucking wild and very negligent. So I don't know. I didn't like the attitude. I didn't like the like conspiracy theory thing. I didn't like him trying to like push his personal agenda on me, instead of just like asking me like what I would want to do, what would help my anxiety. And also, like, I don't know, believe in science if you're a PA. Like, that's just wild to me. I don't know how he was even allowed to work there. I'm assuming what happened is that the vaccine requirements have been, like, rolled back, and he's, like, a new hire. Because back in the day, I know there is a staff member. Don't ask me how I know this. I know there's a staff member who works for my PCP, my primary care, who is an anti-vaxxer, or, like, a my body, my choice in the vaccine sense, who would have been required to get it because she worked during the time of like lockdown and COVID. So even though personally that's her opinion, I think she was required to get it for her job. So I think what happened is he's like a new hire to the facility, so he wasn't required. That is also very deeply concerning, like they're not required anymore. It's just whack as fuck, but whatever. So yeah, that's my story time. It was wildly inappropriate. So I was just fully depleted after that, and that's why like I just could not fucking vlog about that when I shared the last few clips. But since then, I've been better. We're figuring it out. We're going through it. But that was a journey and a half. And I felt like until yesterday and today, I felt like I was taking it well. Like Thursday was my first real day. That was miserable. And then as soon as I broke the fever, by like end of day Friday, I felt like I was fine. Like it was just like kind of like a dry cough, like some post-nasal drip, but it wasn't coming like from my nose. And I felt like I had pretty much full energy. I felt fine. I've definitely had worse colds than this. So I don't know what happened. I think it was, I know what happened. We were up until 3 a.m. at the ER, but I think that kind of set me back. But if I had just been sleeping and relaxing and not been in distress, I think I would have kicked it pretty easily. I'm very grateful. I know that's like not everyone's experience, and you never know. Like it's Russian roulette until you get it and you try to survive from it. So obviously things could change. I'll keep you guys in the loop, but now we are on like day 5. Day 6, I guess. Also, what I noticed, some early symptoms that I noticed. So the day before I like had the faint line, and not before I had the fever, I noticed that I just woke up like after sleeping for like a long time, and I just felt like weird. I'm like really fatigued. Like I'm more tired than normal today, kind of strange. And then at dinner time, like shortly after dinner time, this was like when I think the virus started like fighting off and like kicking in, I started having like tachycardia, like heart palpitations, and then by the time I laid down to sleep, I was having chills. So I think it was like the fever, like my immune system was kicking in. But I literally was like, I'm having like a panic attack. Like, I don't know why. Like, why is my heart racing? My heart was like, yeah, like 20 beats higher. And like, that's typically like if I am in the midst of a panic attack. So it was making me feel like I was having a panic attack, but I was literally just like out to dinner. Like I didn't know what was causing it. I never had a sore throat, which, oh my God, knock on wood, praise God. Because Jared had the razor blade throat. That was not fun. Just roughing it. He also had like green gunk, like definitely infection worthy stuff. It was more, I think, like when he would cough, there was stuff. And for me, it isn't really that. It's more just like, I mean, it's a productive cough, but it's like, mine's very like clear, thin, like it's not like tacky. It's not like in my chest or anything. So anyway, it's been quite the journey. But I have therapy tomorrow, God bless. And we're just gonna keep playing by ear and seeing what's going on. We shall see. But that's my update. I'll keep you in the loop as the week progresses. We have some things on the agenda. I'm not quite sure I'm going to be able to make them, but we will see. Well, hello friends. It is much later in the week. It is now Friday, and I have not vlogged in a couple days because I was hit with a wave of nausea, which was my final COVID kick him in the ass symptom. That was also Jared's. We ended up actually in the ER urgent care for him. It was pretty miserable. And then I got it later. So must just have been the strain, just like nausea, kind of like he was like gagging, that kind of thing, like dry heaving. Never threw up, thank God, knock on wood. But just nausea, tummy ache, like loss of appetite type thing. I had a little bit of diarrhea too. And so we've been eating a lot of soup, a lot of crackers, a lot of bread, bananas. So we're ordering some Thai soup. That has been working for me just fine. So I get like a spring roll with tofu, so I can have a little protein, keep me full, and then I do a soup. So I'm gonna try from Pattaya Express. It is, Jared's trying to test if he can eat, taste a Reese's. Can you? Wee bit. He lost his taste and smell.
Hate it.
I know, he hates it. It's like his least favorite thing now. Luckily I did not, for the most part. I'm definitely like congested and not fully there, so like it's diluted, but thankfully, again, knock on wood, haven't lost it. But you know, more to come. It's only been a week, but I think we had a miraculous recovery for having it just 7 days ago. And I'm just trying to like lay low, but now I need to clean because I have been sitting and I'm going stir crazy and I have full energy back and I don't feel like I'm going to overdo it. So I'm going to clean. We're going to get the toilets clean, the mirrors and surfaces clean. I'm doing a load of laundry. I'm going to do a load of dishes. I'm going to vacuum and I'm going to disinfect all the surfaces. I actually did that like 3 days into COVID. So everything shouldn't have the virus on it, but I'm just going to go give it a second go. And then we're gonna do a little Nuuly try on tomorrow and you'll spend the whole day with me. We have to go get new brushes because I am psychotic and I'm not gonna use the same brushes after COVID. I know it's fine, like I'm not gonna reinfect myself, but I also haven't bought brushes in years. So I was like, it's just a good clean slate, wipe it clean. I only use like 3 brushes, so I'm gonna get some brushes for my makeup at Sephora. We're gonna go run the Trader Joe's and Safeway errand for groceries. So I wanna get cleaning out of the way right now. So I don't have any cleaning to do. I just have little errands to run tomorrow. And hopefully we will have a good weekend. It's gonna be very chill, obviously. I'm unfortunately missing a Rainier's game tonight. We were gonna go for part of the Relay for Life fundraising efforts with my client and our friend Clarissa. But I just can't eat what I want and it's just not very enjoyable to me. I also don't really want to be around that many people in case I do spread it. Obviously, like, shouldn't. I'm within like the window, but
just to be safe tonight, not overdo it, not be out until like midnight. We're gonna lay low. And then nothing tomorrow, just the errands. And then Sunday I have tentative book club at Painted Plate, our painted pottery place. So I want to go hang out with the gals, probably masked, and just kind of sit there and create something. I think it'll be very therapeutic. I've been coloring a ton, so I'll show you some of my little coloring pages, and do some more tonight. We've also been watching Big Brother because Big Brother is starting, so that's like a little silver lining, a little something to look forward to. And I think we're gonna go for a little nighttime walk tonight. So walking a little bit has been very helpful, because my cardio fitness just isn't where it was before. So just trying to take it easy, but still put ourselves out there. And then if I'm feeling up for it, Lauren is visiting on Sunday night, so I'm gonna go get ice cream or like a little dessert with her, hang out in the park, get some fresh air. I think that's been like the most annoying part of this, is just not having fresh air. So like my nighttime walks have been really fun. And I'm super excited to see her potentially. So anyway, that is the plan. It's gonna be very low key. We're gonna save hanging out with my parents until next weekend. I did go over and kind of hang out with my dad, say hi to him really quickly yesterday, so that was nice. But yeah, overall just taking it easy and easing ourselves back into things. Good morning, friends. We are kicking off our come along with us, let's do some grocery shopping. I gotta go to Sephora. We're gonna go to 6th Borough Bagels because they just launched their Marionberry. So Marionberry, I think it's from Spooner's, our local farm, fruit farm. And they did like the strawberries, raspberries, and now they're doing Marionberries, which are my favorite tartine, or whatever you'd call that. It's like fresh grated lemon zest, mulled sea salt, I think honey or like some sort of olive oil, and then plain schmear on a bagel of your choice with Marionberries. Chef's kiss. Just waking up, I definitely overdid it yesterday with all the cleaning, so I'm feeling like a little dizzy. I definitely got lightheaded and dizzy like towards the dishes portion that you saw last night. I didn't record everything. I had like vacuumed, I Swiffered everything, and then I did all those things like cleaning the toilets, cleaning the surfaces, everything. And by the end of that, right before I did the calendar and the dishes, I was like, wow. And I had to sit down and like chill. It's just like, for me, cleaning is so therapeutic, and so I really enjoy it, but it was not the move. So I'm kind of learning from that today and coming back down from that. I did an everything shower and I'm just taking it very chill. So we do have a lot of places to go, but I'm gonna go slow. I'm gonna walk like this. We're not gonna pressure ourselves to finish in any time. I'm gonna have to be mindful about that because I tend to rush. But we're gonna do my Nuuly haul when I get home, and I'll show you the brushes that I decided to go with. I'm sure like 2 of them will be the same. Yeah, I can like hardly hear too. I can tell there's like fluid in my ears. It's like making me feel like I'm on a boat. So anyway, just trying to stay in a positive mindset. It's not vestibules. It's not my vestibular neuritis thing. That could still come. Usually it comes like 1 to 3 weeks after a virus, and they say that like up to 35% of people who have COVID get vestibular hypofunction. So keeping my fingers crossed for that. But so far so good. So let's hit up Sephora first. Then we're gonna do, or maybe we'll do Trader Joe's first. It kind of makes the most sense with the flow of like where everything is. So we'll do Trader Joe's first, then we'll do Sephora, 6th Borough, and then Safeway on our way home. We have a long list of groceries, and I'm hoping that I feel well enough to make a little pasta salad tonight. It's just like a 2-step situation. Like you cook the pasta, you put the veggies in, and then I think this dressing requires like a blender or food processor, but that's about it. So I'll show you that when I make that tonight. But just overall, like not physically exerting myself, I think is the key. But also grocery stores are the worst for like vestibular issues. They're like really triggering. So I do think in a sense it will be positive for me because it's going to keep my vestibular system like moving and relearning things from whatever is in my ear. So yes, we're going to do that. But pro tip, maybe like don't clean the entire house right after you had COVID. I'm fucking crashing out. I'm fucking dizzy. I'm over it. We're gonna do the Nuuly haul as per usual. Just sitting on the $100 that I've spent 2 months in a row. So that was an expensive endeavor. I thought, oh, just a brush is probably $20. No, they're closer to 40. So that was a journey and a half, but you know what, like I said, I needed new brushes, and I also have been racking up them points with those savings events. So I got like $20 off, so it's fine. We're making do. It's my little Sephora situation. We got the number 50, the Pro Powder Brush. So this is the like just fluffy one for all over powder, like I set with a translucent powder. We got the 78 Pro Contour Brush. This one is a little like stipply contour moment. And it's different from the one that I had been using. I had been using like a blush or like a foundation brush for my contour. So we're gonna see how that changes things. I might need like a second to experiment with it. And then we got the 93 Pro Blush Brush. This one is the angled brush for blush. That is a mouthful. I had one from Trixie Cosmetics that was a similar style. So, and then I got the 70 Pro Foundation Brush, and this one is the one that I had before. It's like more of a rough, not as like soft or bendable. It's more like rough on the, what am I even trying to say? Clearly I've lost words. Anyway, it's more concentrated or rough, more of like a support for like putting in your foundation, not stippling, but like putting it in, versus like this brush where it's like really soft and fluffy and like a light application. This is for more like a targeted, like deeper, fuller application. So I like those. So I got some cute little brushes for myself. This is really cute. It feels like it needs like an iron at this part right here, but I would even wear it with this little bralette. It is a really gorgeous little overall. I think it is cute. Obviously wouldn't wear my shorts with it, but it's very flattering. It fits great. I don't think I would button it all the way up. I could, and this definitely needs a little bit of like an iron or a steam, but it does look very cute. I feel like tomorrow might be a cute time to wear it. I'm gonna go to the painted pottery place, and it's screaming pottery. It's screaming artsy fartsy. It is very cute. So I do like that. It like just fits me. The buttons are a little tight, but I don't think I would have sized up. Like it clearly fits me. So cute concept, really tight. Not good for like chesty, busty girls. That's a miss. Not gonna be wearing that. I could probably make it work. I'm not gonna wear a bra with it. Just gonna do some little nipple covers, I think. But it is very cute. I mean, very nice top. These are almost tube boots, so they're like coming off of me. I think this is a black maxi skirt though. Very cute. This is actually very cute. See, it's like just coming apart. Oh, it's cute with this pants though. It's just like linen pants. They're like coral, very fun, funky and fresh. Ooh, this is a cute outfit actually. I do like it. I'm seeing the vision. It's coming to life. But very cute little corally pants. Also need a little bit of a steam. This one's a little more of like a darker blue. It's not as black, so I don't think I would wear it with the black, but this is just a cute little short. It's like, I don't know if you can see them, but they're like lace. Very cutesy, little casual shorts. It's like hardly zipping though, so they're definitely tight. They're not like stretchy. They definitely have a zipper. This is absolutely stunning. This is a fun little summery dress that has like slits in the back. Absolutely stunning. You could like wear it off the shoulder, I guess. Whatever you want to do. Oh, it's so flowy. Beautiful. I do love. I think I like it up better. Can wear a bra with it. It's very stretchy. So I feel like I've got room for that. Very cute. I love it. I knew I was gonna love it. I've been a little bit better about like reading the reviews to make sure like what fits, if it's gonna be small, like run small, if it has a zipper versus if it's just, you know, movable. I like them all. Unfortunately that one black top just isn't the move. I think it's like worn way too much. I think that it's just kind of trash at this point, but love the overalls. I want to say that's one of my favorite pieces. This one, the overalls. I do like that like dark navy top. It's definitely tight, but I will make it work. And I do like those little linen pants. So I think it's a really good haul overall. I might need to run that blue top through the wash because it had a little deodorant on it, like from me. And then the linen pants, I think they just need like a new wash. And then I always hang them up. I don't put them through the dryer. But I just need to hang up and like get the creases out of it. So I think I'm gonna run those two things through the wash, but the rest should work. I'm gonna figure out how to style them. But this is so fun, so florally, so summery. I'm very excited to hopefully get out into the real world again soon. And get to wear some of these pieces, but I do think painted pottery is going to be really cute with that bralette and the overalls. Okay friends, I tried my new pasta salad. That was a journey with the food processor, but we got it once we figured out the right blade and everything. This is technically called the green af pasta, but I used a lentil protein pasta. It's the Borough brand. Red lentil rotini. That's all it is, but 25 grams of plant protein. So we're gonna try this. That's my nutritionist's recommendation, and it looks delicious. Jared doesn't like artichokes, so I put some on the side for me. But you put freshly shredded Parmesan. There's also some in the sauce. And the sauce is delicious, just like lemon juice, salt and pepper, parsley, basil, olive oil, and then some Parmesan. It looks delicioso. And then there's like olives, which I didn't get pitted, so I had to just scrape off the meat. But olives, mozzarella pearls, snap peas, fried asparagus with garlic and olive oil, and arugula, and then the pasta of your choice. I cannot wait to dig in. A little sprawl. world.
Yeah.
But I'm here.
She's back. Oh, the model.
Oh my god, remember it's been 5 years since we brought out Hooch in the Hall?
Mama, throwback. We were on one of those benches.
Today we have a Waterloo.
Lovely.
I was defeated. You
A
won the war.
lemon.
Lemon Italian ice from Guy Fieri's flavored.
Oh. Why do you do that? Like, people do that all the time.
Because I think it helps so it doesn't like overly.
Oh, does it? I'm challenged. I don't know these things. Oh. ASMR.
You need to show the vlog.
Oh, okay. So Lolo,
This is a really traumatic time.
at her
So
ripe
picture this.
age,
27. Picture
she
this.
got...
My first bee sting. Look at that.
Oh, Lauren, that's not great.
It's itchy.
Are you allergic?
I could be. I could be.
Your throat didn't close up, though.
No, I lived to tell the tale. Thank God I was with my nurse friend Emily, or else I would have fucking passed out in the pool. Mama, would I tell you?
You were going through it mentally.
I was going through it mentally.
Yeah,
I was
you were.
on my little floaty. This fucking bitch Emily decides to take photos and videos. We could
While
get the
you're
content. I'm sobbing in the pool, floating around. She sends the most god-awful photo to my boyfriend. I look
Oh,
like
no.
just a crusty crab.
Friend, that's not great.
No, it's not good.
For some weird reason, I thought they got you on the shoulder.
No, it was right here because I was sitting, I
Ooh.
was floating, we were yapping. She was laying in the sun.
Oh,
I
while
was
you were
sitting
in the
pool.
water.
This little bee's
They
on my
like
arm.
the water. Yeah.
Little bee's on my arm. I said, flick it off.
Oh, yeah, you're not supposed to do that. Yeah, no. It gets angry.
Or I tried to like also get it in the water, so it just. I said,
But what else do you do? Yeah.
I'm like, hi,
I'm so
Bumby.
proud of you for living that long without having a bee sting.
Tried
I've
my
had
whole
like
lifetime,
10.
But then it fucking sent me into a spiral because I'm like sitting here. I'm like, oh my god, one of my worst fears have come true. And then like, what if another fear of mine comes true? And then I was just
Oh
mentally wrecked
no.
for a while.
It'll do it to you.
Well, hello friends. I'm going to close out the vlog here. It's actually later in the week. I'm just now editing this vlog though, and I'm almost done. I'm going to get it up for you guys. I had a lovely time with Lauren. Maybe should not have gone out for a picnic because I got like an allergy situation after, but it's okay. We were literally like laying in the grass, heads on the blanket, watching the sunset, and it was chef's kiss beautiful. But I'm feeling a lot like myself now. I've made it through my busiest week, thank God. I've got all my consultation calls done and I'm on the mend. So I look forward to keeping up this vlog and I will see you guys in 1 week with a new one. Bye.